Karma, you ready to get started? No, he's laying down on the job again. So, hi everybody. Roy Caballo, broker owner, Caballo's Realty Referrals. Just got home from a Leadership Academy meeting. I always like going to those things. Had the distinct pleasure today of getting to spend some time with Lois Tomey from one of the local news channels. I'll be posting that picture on my social media here soon, and hopefully we'll be doing something together as far as actually sharing this piece of my channel where we talk about VA and what goes on during VA transactions and such, because I kind of feel like it's important and I like sharing that information with my fellow veterans, my brothers and sisters that either have served or are serving. So to that point, let's talk about today. So we, the veteran community, we throw around the term VA pretty loosely, actually, right? And I think a lot of agents, especially, and even some veterans don't realize there's actually three pieces to the quote unquote VA, right? So there's the Veterans Health part of it. That's the Veterans Health Administration. That's the folks that take care of us medically. That's basically it. That's what they do. All aspects of the medical community. That's what the Veterans Health Administration is for, under the umbrella of the VA. That's a big piece of it, right? That's where we go to the clinics. That's where we go to the hospitals. For me, I go to Bay Pines. I go to Cape Coral locally. And that's who takes care of all of our medical needs. But then there's another side of the house that most people don't ever really refer to, and that's VBA. VBA, Veterans Benefits Administration. So that's the folks that deal with home loans. That's the folks that when you get a rating from the Veterans Health Administration, that in turn rolls over to the Veterans Benefits side of the house. And the Veterans Benefits side of the house, they're the ones that actually work with you as far as your VA home loan. So that's where that connection is established. And it's more often than not a healthy type of relationship, but they are two separate entities under the umbrella of the VA. So we have to kind of keep that in mind because it's important, right? The Veterans Benefits side of the house is the one that you would go to get your certificate of eligibility. And I talked about that in the previous video, but you can go to va.gov and you can get that yourself. Normally your lender is going to get it for you just to make it easier and to provide it with some, provide you with some clarity and some what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily clarity, but authenticity, to make sure, well, thanks to AI, you can fake pretty much anything. So the other piece that most people really never ever talk to or talk about is NCA. That's the National Cemetery Administration. And lightning. And that's the part that if you're talking to them, you got some other things going on that are a little bit more important, right? So three pieces of the VA, all under one umbrella. Family members. If you have a spouse, a family member that is wanting to or has questions about going into one of the national cemeteries, that is when you would actually talk to the NCA, the National Cemetery Administration. Those are the ones that can kind of fill you in on that. I'll give you another point of contact that's kind of important. If your family member served in the Guard, you can actually talk to the state headquarters. I know here in Florida, we have a very robust program with regards to military funeral honors and whatnot. I actually know some people that did that detail, and we're quite proud of it, and assisted many military families with their loved ones. So a little bit of clarification, a little bit of extra information with regards to everybody addressing it as the VA, right? I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time out here because, as you can see, the afternoon clouds are kind of starting to do their thing. And it's probably not the healthiest thing in the world for me to be sitting out here when that stuff shows up. So, Roy Caballo, got any questions, anything VA related, please look me up, right? Lisa and I do probably 20 plus VA transactions a year, and that's what we're all about. Helping our veterans, educating them to show them this isn't really a hard process. And if you're an agent that has questions, hit me up. I mean, really, the VA transactions are not any harder than any other transactions. We can teach you how to do this. So, you guys, hopefully you have a great day. a great rest of your day. And if you got questions, you know how to find me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.